Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we take a talk about the entire Ordinal, everything, guys. Ordinals. We just talk about it. We got a builder after builder. We got interview after interview for you guys, man. We really want to be the library for builders. If there's a builder in a space, we want them on the channel. So we have another founder interview for you guys today. We have Ahmad kilanys from Bitmap Empire. This is going to be a really good one, guys. We started looking into this about a week or two ago. I was on their spaces, and I was very interested, and I think you guys will be too. I mean, it's Bitmap. Anything Bitmap really gets us going, especially here at Ordinal Revolution. So we're really going to dig into that. Let's bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
We're up early today. We got a spaces today. We have another one later. We have another one later, like in the afternoon. We have so much going on for you guys today. But today, right now, we have Bitmap Empires. What are you thinking?
Yeah, for sure. Stack day today, first of all, but we do it all for the Ordinal community. See my Ordinals hat here. We've had a mod on our spaces several times, actually. I want to say about 3 or 4 times. And the most recent couple of times he broke down and explained Bitmap Empires, and it sounds very, very interesting. I still want to learn a lot more about it, but I remember Chris from I'm So Chris kind of calling it like risk or that type of strategy type of environment, which is really cool because I haven't seen that really from any of the applications or games that have been built on Bitmap, right? I've seen some kind of like RPG, little like Zelda style stuff, but nothing like what the Bitmap Empires is talking about. So yeah, I'm excited to dive into it and see, the what it's all about.
Yeah. We definitely had I remember there being a lot of questions and stuff from the community in that spaces. So yeah, I think you guys are interested. So let's bring them on.
All right.
How you doing, sir? How you doing?
Hey,
what's up? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's get right into it on the show. You know, we love projects and we did really dig into them, but for us, it's really about the people. And to have a good space, we need really good people in the space. So in order to like kind of weed out the bad from the good, we like to really get in people's backgrounds to kind of really feel who they are, and then kind of lead us all the way up until you heard that magical word called Bitcoin.
Yeah, so I've been in this field for almost more than 3 years, I would say. I first started with mining during the first, like the last bull cycle, and didn't work out really for me. But it was my step towards this space. I mean, of course, I heard about Bitcoin since 2011. As probably as everyone, I thought like probably it's a scam. Didn't give it much attention, and then like I had one actually incident where some thieves broke into my house. I was invested a little bit in gold. I lost like around 20K, 22, something like this. And my sister just told me like, why don't you think about Bitcoin? And I was like, yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot. And I got hooked in this everything, And now I have zero gold, but plenty of Bitcoins. So, yeah, this is how I heard about Bitcoin. I got scammed as well, like like any noob who started this in this space. Like you go into like pump and dump projects, some other like get rogged. I mean, probably it's nothing interesting, Like everyone got scammed in this space, and you learn from it, of course. So yeah, this is how my journey of Bitcoin. Very simple.
Awesome. Did you ever get involved with the other chains like Ethereum, other EVM chains like Polygon or Arbitrum? What does that experience look like?
Yeah, so when I started, first I was on SAGs. This is it. I wasn't doing any project, and then I got to be, like watching some YouTubes and so on. Got introduced to like the meta of crypto, which is like the decentralization more. So I got to I started to invest a little bit in like Matic projects, and then it hit me when I invested early in DeFi Kingdoms. Probably everyone know about it. I was one of the earliest, and to be honest with you, I was pretty in the bottom. I didn't have much to invest. We're saying like not more than a couple of thousand, not more. And from DeFi Kingdom, I started to flip NFTs there. I mean, basically, it was on Harmony. So I started to flip the heroes. I couldn't afford to own a Gen Zero, which was going for only 2 grand. This is it. I couldn't afford it. So I was just farming, and once the heroes started to roll up, I started to flip them. It was a very good business. Stayed like this for a couple of months, and then I was approached by the team. I got hired for a few months, and then everything went south with the bear market and so on. So basically, yeah, like Harmony was one of the first chain which I saw some like success. I invested a little bit in some Binance chain projects. They all went to dumpsters.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
money on it.
I
And
was gonna
yes,
say I actually loved that experience that you talked about with Harmony One because did you experience the loss from the bridge experience that they did you actually get affected by that?
by the time I got affected, when they got the hack, right, from
Yeah.
by North Koreans, I think, yeah. So I had some stables. So yeah, I got affected, but at that time I was already somehow exited the
Majority
space.
of mhm.
Yeah, I was just preparing for the bear market. I went to back to the centralization and just holding stables. Even if you remember, stables were not very safe back then. Like people started to say like USDT going to zero, like there's no
Mhm.
transparency and so on. And at some point, even I had to just cash out even the USDT just in case. But you know, all's good now. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I got a little bit affected, but not much. I mean, I was also invested in probably every Harmony project. Like 90% didn't make it even. Some of them like went 99.9% in value.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I was like glad to go out, like started to like cash out from DFK
Yeah.
after they launched on Avalanche. I mean, I didn't do the perfect timing, but it was not a bad time to start to exit because everyone started to feel
Gotcha.
like we're going to bear market.
Yeah.
What was your basically your before that? Like what did you do like before all that stuff? Like
Yeah.
we're at right out of maybe out of college or out of
Yeah.
you
So
know
basically, I did a master in international relations, and I had economics background, business economics. So after that, I mean, I'm not a person who like to take orders or commands from someone superior. For me, I don't know. Maybe I have too much ego. So I worked for like a chamber of commerces and so on. I even worked for the government a little bit, and the foreign department. I mean, for me, it was fine. Just I didn't like to commit like as an employee. I prefer to do whatever I want whenever I want. This was my main issue. So I started my e-commerce journey. It lasted around like 7 years. Basically, I'm from Lebanon. Uh, so I started like it was I think 2012. I started to play around with the internet, like with the e-commerce side of it, and there was pretty much no any Soho, any online shops at all, nothing. And it was funny for me, like people were asking me, "How are you gonna send my product? How I'm gonna pay you?" It was very like internet illiteracy back then. I mean, even like everywhere, like online ordering wasn't very popular. So I had to start exploring in this field. I built a marketplace for like for businesses to like post their products for clients and so on. I've built even my own e-commerce business for around 7 years, I would say, and it was basically for apparels, for cosmetics, and so on, everything and so on. But in Lebanon, like the rules are a bit tough regarding this. There's a lot of exclusivity. You cannot like sell whatever you want. So I mean, even like PayPal doesn't work even here. So you know how hard it is. So I
Yeah.
decided just to like leave it all. I went to Russia actually for 4 years. I lived there. I did some studies. I teach in the university, but again, I went back to the schedule thing. Uh, I didn't last too long, but for me, as like a political person, as a business person, it was good to learn a different language. I already hold like 4 languages already know, and
Nice.
basically, once COVID hit, I was like, times to go out because once if you get caught with COVID in Russia, probably you're gonna be forced to be sent to isolation. So like,
Wow.
yeah, you will be in like stadiums. They made it as hospitals by the way. So I contracted COVID. Was one of the first waves, and I just kept silent. I was living alone and had to do my own medications. And thankfully, I got out of it and basically went back to Lebanon. And shortly, I started with crypto. And
Gotcha.
basically, soon I'm moving to the US, to Virginia, basically, where's all my family lives now. And yeah, basically, this is like my, I mean, and then like after the e-commerce, I went just to crypto. Like after Russia,
Oh
after
yeah.
the yeah, it
Yeah.
was
Well, that's
like
huge.
not
That's a big journey, man.
not very
From
interesting. I mean,
e-commerce.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have good knowledge in business. Like I
Yeah.
feel like most in the field of crypto, like most of the like I wouldn't say like all of them, but I see the majority of the project owners are actually developers.
Yeah.
And sometimes I find a little bit strange, like why a developer is running a business. Like, what do they know about accounting, management, marketing? I mean, some of them are successful. Yes, I wouldn't say so. But sometimes I feel like if it was me coding a project, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
probably, I mean, I put a lot of like reasons why some projects get rugged. I mean, sometimes it's not the fault of like the intention of the developer or the project owner to rug people, but probably sometimes they have like a bad tokenomics about it. They have bad management. Like even in DeFi kingdoms, the economics were not so great. I mean
Yeah.
the founder is basically a developer. I mean, sure they hired other people, but basically like who built the mechanics in it is basically a developer. So I
Yeah.
feel like this is a big part to be like included in why some projects fails in
Yeah,
crypto.
that's interesting you say that because I agree with you 100%. Not everybody has business acumen, and I'm actually a digital marketer. That's what I do for a living, and my clients are doctors, and I see it all the time in that industry. That like, yes, they're a doctor, they're very brilliant, smart, but some of them have zero business sense. And you see it in their practice, like when they first start, they're just like, "Why am I not getting patients?" And it's because they don't know how to manage their when their patients come through, they don't know how to have that relationship. And I think the same thing applies to some of these developers. They're very focused and talented in this one thing, and they don't have that how to run a business skill set. So I agree with you on that 100%. um
Yes.
so your experience with DeFi Kingdoms, and you said they hired you on and stuff. Is that what kind of brought you to Bitmap Empires, the idea of it? And could you lead up into like what created this idea of Bitmap Empires for you?
Yeah. So basically, yeah, I got some experience working with DeFi kingdoms for a while. I got that like the inside knowledge. of how like crypto projects kind of work. And yeah, once I exited the DeFi kingdom, I started to work on my project. I mean, there was no Bitmap back then. It was, I think, May of 2022.
Hmm.
Yeah, something like this. So there was no bitmaps, there was no ordinals even. So I was just working on this project. I even taught myself game design for Unity. I started to take some courses. I mean, because I felt this is like the timeout, like you don't have anything to do. So basically, like I started to learn. Like, I tried to learn some coding. It wasn't for me. Like not for me. But I enjoyed like learning a little bit about game design, how it works, because I felt like from my experience, there's no really gaming in crypto yet. I mean, let's be honest, DeFi Kingdom is great, but there is no play. I mean, you just click, and
Hmm.
Yeah.
and I mean, I have I had a 10 years old brother back then. He was 10, and I used to make him work for me for DFK to buy like good price heroes and so on. But that's it. I mean, there's no game. I
Yeah.
couldn't come to my game, but no game at all. So he was like just doing some money for me. And basically, I wanted to create a game that it's actually game, and I want to measure it based if the normies would like it. Otherwise, I don't think it would be a game. Like
Hmm.
whatever, like now I see many people like just make games on crypto. I mean, if we were in the 90s, it would be a success.
Yeah.
But right now, I mean, like why should I play like a 2D game which has like pixelation in it? I mean, it's boring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even for me as a crypto guy, I want to make money for it. I
for
mean,
sure.
even I invested lately in one project. I mean, the good side of this project, I would not name it, but basically they had like funding. They made the project and then they opened up to the public. I mean, it was a good thing, but the game is boring as hell. Just cards, and I mean, it's very basic,
Yeah.
and they burn a lot of money, man. They burn a lot of money, almost 500,000, almost, for a very boring game on the browser. They didn't like
Yeah.
nothing. So I mean, it's good that they didn't even like put their tokens first for sale, raise money, and then like build. I mean, it's a positive thing to do.
Yeah.
But still, you need to like think about all the aspect of it. So, anyways, I'm trying to build this game,
Hmm.
uh, and basically, as a school person, like I was a failure in my school because when I first got my Game Boy, I got ruined. I would stay like till 4 a.m. playing Pokemon on my Game Boy. It didn't even have light, so I had to put a flashlight in my mouth, a small one, speaking. Like I'm a game addict.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
not a hardcore gamer like to
Yeah.
play like CSGO. I mean, I play CS:GO, but not like this kind of. I'm more into strategies and building.
Yeah.
So I play
Real
like
quick, who was your starter Pokemon? Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle?
man, I got to collect them all. I even went into the second generation. Like like I didn't have any
Yeah.
favorite. I used to enjoy everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
by
was
the
always a
time
Charmander guy.
you're a Charmander guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to prefer a little bit Squirrel because he was like a little bit overpowered
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
the other two, Bulbasaur and Charmander.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and even like in school, we used to play cards in Pokemons as well. I mean, it was everywhere on TV and everywhere and
Yep.
so on. So
Yep.
yeah, basically, uh, about like making such game which can be played by the normies. This is like mostly my goal to reach. I mean, as a Web3, to include in Web3, it gives you a boost.
Hmm.
You make your foundation in Web3, but you need to go into the normies.
Yeah.
Game that will not go to the normies, it will fail eventually.
Yeah. I agree
Because
with you. Like Web
so
2, we got to grab the Web 2 people over.
It's the only way.
100%. And these people are not here to gain money. They just want to have fun. I mean,
Yeah.
even let's say in my project, in my game, if I say one day that I'm not gonna reach out to the normies, I'm telling you as a project founder, the game gonna
Yeah.
fail one day because it became like a Ponzi, like, because let's say you're a crypto guy, you're investing in a game not 100% to just play it. I mean, it's probably like many people's full-time job to play, to invest, not to play.
Yeah.
So
100%.
let's say like the first few hundred investors in the game make some money out of, like, probably they will need fresh blood to come in to make money out of them, right? So eventually it's gonna fail. However,
Exactly.
if you put the normies in it, they want to play, man. They just want to play, and they're gonna pay money for it.
Yeah. So
I'm
that
not
was the
saying
problem. That was the problem with pay to earn, actually, because they were targeting a market that wasn't in it for the actual game, but was actually in it for the play to earn. And then at that point, there's not enough liquidity to continue. So I agree. Well, let's kind of back it up a little bit, and so let's let the audience know what Bitmap Empires is. If you could break it down kind of simply for the audience, and then just go into your project.
Yeah. So basically, just before doing project, actually, I didn't have any Bitcoin in the beginning. For me, it was something like, why should I invest in Bitcoin? It's already too high. But
Yeah.
during the FTX crash, everyone was panicking. I had my stables, and, like, I was even like in bed, middle of the night, and I was like, this is the point. I'm gonna invest in Bitcoin. It was $16,700, almost the bottom.
Yeah.
And I invested, like, and then I slept like a baby. I didn't feel like anxious or something. I just, like, when everyone, like, when everyone's panicking, just buy. When everyone is euphoric, just sell. And this is what starting, like, the start of my journey in Bitcoin. And after a few months, ordinals came out, and then I watched one YouTube guy. I mean, he's the same guy who actually got me into the DeFi kingdom. And in his YouTube, he was speaking about Bitmap. And I felt like, okay, probably this guy, like, for the first time with the DFK, he got me right. Like, he made me some money because of this guy. He was like my like lucky charm. So he was talking about Bitmap, and I was like, okay, let's try Bitmap. I started to read like very lightly about it. Like, I didn't go deep in it. I still don't know what is recursive. Like, I just know, like, it's a block of bitcoins, and every parcel is a transaction. This is my deal with bitmaps, and it's very decentralized. This is all what I know about it. Nothing else. And then, so after that, I threw one bitcoin into bitmaps, and it went in value because, like, I had to pay a lot of fees because I was using ordinals, actually. I didn't use Magic Eden. I mean, I didn't know how to make even a Bitcoin wallet, so I just did it on Ordinal's wallet. It's the website.
Yeah.
So I mean, then later on, I moved to Unisat and Xverge. I started to learn a little bit, but in my mentality, I jump first, ask questions later. I don't like to think too much about the thing before starting it. This is why I now I have like some consultants. Like, I ask them, like, I'm gonna do this, like, and sometimes, like, yeah, it's a great idea, but sometimes they say, like, hold on a little bit, like, you think about it more. So anyways, I jumped with bitmaps for a while, and then, like, I just pulled out my game, like this project. I had to edit it a little bit, like, to change, because it was a bit different. I mean, basically, we were going, like, to launch it on, like, let's say on Matic or something, on Polygon, and it was going to be like you buy lands, and I mean, basically, it's the same concept, but it was like it needed like a little bit of tweaks. So just re-edited some of it, because you already have you have lands in Bitmap, and the entry cost is going to be low. Like you don't have to worry to sell your lands anymore. And basically, this is how the project came. I had, by the way, before, a project was to start a bank of Bitcoin. I mean, it was just an idea. I spoke about it, I think, on your space as well.
Yep.
I mean, as I said, I just like jump first, think later. So later on, I found out, like, there's a project. I read their white paper. It was like as if I copied their same white paper, and I didn't like this thing to. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone would say like, oh, he just copied this idea.
Yeah.
Plus, they were already going in the production of the project 6 months, I think, already. So I just scrapped it, and I just jumped to this idea because I mean this Bitcoin thing, I studied it very well. It's very hard to make money out of it. Like you're just gonna make some fees from the
Yeah.
transaction, from the loan, or like the interest on the loan. I mean it's very hard to like really like, make some money out of it. I was just going to make it like just as like the first bank
Yeah.
in the Bitcoin, and since like someone else doing it, okay, let them do it. Let's learn from it. How they're
Yeah.
gonna do it. I approached the founder, like, can you explain to me like how you're gonna make revenues from this project? And he just went silent. So I mean, let's see how it's gonna be. So I jumped to my like more profitable project, which would be like more interesting, more acceptable, more accessible for many people. And I mean, I didn't know any developers, so I had to find everyone. Um, like Web3 developer, Unity developer. I even have I hired a senior Unity developer because I mean my game is more focusing on Unity like as a game more than it's a Web3 game. So I could have just chose like not I wouldn't say any Web3 developer, but I would say like I didn't focus too much on finding like the perfect Web3 developer as much as finding the perfect candidate for a Unity 3 developer. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I hired like one senior developer, one animator, two Web3 developers, one full stack, and one like for just like sketching and so on. Like okay, we're getting most of our like images using AI. I mean, there's just one guy to just write the prompts and so on, and we hired another guy to start doing the animation for these buildings, right? So
Yeah.
basically, this saved us a lot of money and time.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
And I think that was a really good move, actually, for you to get away from the Bank of Bitcoin once you realized Liquidium is the entity that, and because they do have a head start, and they did have, I believe they have funding and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
they do.
it was smart, I believe, for you to pivot from that. Now with Bitmap Empires, so I heard you talk a little bit about it in the space. Can you talk about the main concept of the game? Is it like a role-playing game, to where it's like a couple clicks, or what's the concept?
Okay. So have you played SimCity, right? Of
Yes.
course. Okay. Have you played Settlers?
I haven't played Settlers, no.
I know what it is though, but yeah.
No. So basically, in the first step, you need to mix between the SimCity and the Settlers. Settlers, SimCity, we all know what is it. Settlers is basically. At first, I played Settlers 3, as I remember. It was Settlers 3. Now they have like Settlers 7. Anyway, it's basically the same as SimCity, but it's more like in a war situation, similar to Age of Empire. But what I liked about Settlers is that you have to combine different resources to produce other resources. So basically, you will you will send your settlers to the mine. They have to build a mine there, and they have to. I'm sorry, you have to send them to the mountains to extract for you. And each location have like different efficiency, let's say, and you extract your coal, your iron ore, and so on, and then you send it to the smelter. And in the smelter, you have to like produce iron bars, and the iron bars you need to send it to the blacksmith to produce for you weapons. And you have like a whole
Yeah.
system like this. And actually, you don't find such idea. I mean, like a popular idea. Like for example, if you go to generals, you go to Age of Empires. It's basically just like you gather resources. It's basically money, sometimes food or stone, like very basics, and then you just start your war. So I liked Settlers because it's more. And by the way, it's a German game, not yeah. So maybe this is why it's not very popular. And
Yeah.
basically, I built on the inspiration from Settlers, And I think in the later version they changed this, but I felt it was a very nice features. It means like it makes like the game slower, because like I'm as a casual gamer, I like to play slowly, not to like immediately like start attacking or something. Like I played Red Alerts 2. I went even like some tournaments, and I really didn't like it because it's just a fast pace. Like you have to keep up, and
Yeah.
it becomes a little bit intense and not really enjoyable to play as more as a competition.
Yeah.
You remove the pleasure in this game. So anyways, so Bitmap Empire gonna be a building game. You will build in your land. So basically, I don't know if you went to the website actually.
Yeah, it says that there needs to be a password.
Yeah, we don't have the password.
Empires with a big E. Basically, we put a password now because we want to keep it like a closed environment. Like everyone can get the password, but we didn't want to make it like very public for everyone. I mean, we're still in testing now. We're remodeling the website. We're gonna add a marketplace to it, so you can buy and sell your bitmaps on our map. It's gonna light. Right now, all you can do just like connect your wallet, Xverse or Unisat, and it will show you all your bitmap in red. You can decide to register your bitmap. Now the cost of registration is like $6 in Bitcoin, and for every 1,000, for every 1,000 increase in the registration, we're now at 1,180 something. So every 1,000 increase in registration, the cost will be up by $2. Once it reaches 10,000, it's gonna go even higher in cost. So basically, this
Gotcha.
one is to reach like just early adoption, and plus more players, bigger servers to maintain.
Gotcha. So it looks like you guys have, from a grid perspective, have placed bitmaps in specific lands or
Basically,
continents.
it's from 0 to 1. Like you cannot choose where you want your bitmap to be. So if you go to the top left corner, it's gonna be one bitmap, one dot bitmap. And if you go to you can just search it if you want as well. It
Okay.
works. Yeah, you can search it here. Yeah, just put one, and it will take you to your bitmap.
They're in the ocean.
Oh, exactly. Because it's starting from like 1 to
Yeah.
800,000. 800,000
Yeah.
is going to be in Antarctica, or like a little bit in the ocean as well. So this one, this like it will not give any advantage to early bitmappers.
Yeah.
Basically, like and you will not and you wouldn't have to fight for where I'm gonna get like my spot. It's already laid down. Also, some of my bitmaps, like probably like 60% of them, are in the water. So basically, yeah, this is how we do it. And once you connect your wallet, you can register your bitmaps. First,
Yeah.
they're gonna be in red. Once you register, they're gonna turn green.
Yeah.
So it
One of
means
my
it's registered for the game.
one of my bitmaps is literally, I want to say, 6 squares from the Eiffel Tower, bro.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Trying to
That's-
sell it, bro? What's up?
What I mean, if that does that show in this game, that will be valuable, right? Or no?
For now, we just added the landmarks as cosmetics, but of course we can add other, like for example, like boosted lands for these. What is this?
Like
error?
for
Please-
example, like if mine is out, like you can type mine in. I don't care. It's 214-469, and then zoom out a little bit.
It's in Europe.
I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
look how close it is to
crap,
the Eiffel
bro.
Tower. So like, will there be like restaurants and stuff around there because it's the
No,
Eiffel
no,
Tower?
it's not gonna be like social experience.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Okay.
it's more gonna be like once the game launch, you're gonna click on your bitmap, and it will load you to Unity basically.
Yeah. Okay.
WebGL, and there you're gonna start building your city. First,
Gotcha.
you're gonna start with a headquarter, and you will have some basic facilities like a mine, a quarry, one electricity facility to produce electricity, some human and some resources. And basically, each region in the world produce different resources, like not all the same. Even by the way, water bitmaps can be playable, but they are a bit limited in their play.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to make it as much as realistic as possible. So basically, in the water, you can just build an oil rig, an oil pump, and fisheries, right? And it's gonna be limited building. Like you know, like basically in the land, you can build up to 40 facility if you max out your land. But in the water, it's gonna be limited to 10 or 15, as I recall. So it's gonna be limited. So basically,
Yeah.
now if you go to Magic Eden, like let's say you search like the floor price of the bitmaps, you will hardly find any bitmap which is represented on the land
Oh,
because many people are scooping them up now.
gotcha.
I was surprised because I thought like it's still not popular, but basically like all the land ones are gone from the floor price. So someone's been scooping them up. So yeah, basically each land give you different resources, and Antarctica and Greenland, they're like the ice lands,
Yeah.
and they give you like a boosted resources but less human, because let's keep it real, it's very hard to live there. So not many humans will go to your city, to your land. But because Antarctica and Greenland are like rich in resources, like in oil and so on. I mean, not everything, but like
Gotcha.
you cannot farm the land, but you can like produce a lot of oil from it, and gas, and even like fishes. And yeah, basically you start building your game. You can trade. By the way, you need also, like, if you want to trade, and you don't have like, the currency is going to be the Bitcoin as well, and basically
Yeah.
we're going to denominate it by satoshis. So once you want to play, you can, optional, you can deposit, like, let's say 0.001 Bitcoin in the game, and the game gonna credit this amount for you in satoshis. And in the mechanics, these bitcoins gonna be in a secured wallet. We're gonna declare like, this is the
Okay.
wallet we're going to hold your bitcoins in. It's gonna be safe, and whenever you want to just withdraw your bitcoins, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be one on one. We're not touching these bitcoins at all. So
Gotcha.
and let's say, like, for example, let's say you're in the Middle East, you start to produce oil, but basically you don't have iron to build your structures. So you will need like to trade with someone in Europe to sell you, let's say, like 100 iron bar for this much money, right? Or you can just
Yeah.
buy them as like iron ore, and you can like process it in the smelter and make them iron ore, iron bars, right? And the same as like someone from the Middle East, you have a lot of oils and gas. You can just sell it to someone who doesn't have a lot of oils, because like they need to use it in producing electricity to run their facilities. Like every
Gotcha.
facility need electricity. I mean, if you can go like to our white paper, you can see like that we have recipes like of what you want to produce. You can actually I think I need to send you. It's still not there on the website. It's
Gotcha.
just but I think it is on our Discord and on Twitter. But I think you can type it in if you want to. It's
Okay.
very it's very easy actually. It's just like kilanys, which is like .gitbook.io slash
Oh,
Bitmap Empires.
a Gitbook.
Yeah. .io. No. Gitbook.io. Yeah. Slash Bitmap Empires. Is it case
Cool. Cool.
sensitive? Yeah. There it is. So this, like the land type, you have the coastal lines. The only advantage that you can build fisheries next to it, or seaport.
Oh,
Gotcha.
nice.
Yeah, and you can move everything. Like nothing is set. You have to like change the location. You can change the location of your facilities. You need to build roads for them, for your human to go out and start their work. And I mean, basically, this is an AI, but we recently posted like what's gonna like the game gonna be on Twitter. We posted, but this was like initial concepts, and
Yeah.
what we produced is like we can say 80% similar to this. So if you go like for example to recipes, you will see like how like what do you need to like produce certain resources. If you go to like to the strategic resources, um, you can just go next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically here, like for example, if you want to do like a plank, like because you need to in construction, you need like 0.5 wood and 0.25 kilowatt of electricity. Like
Yeah.
for crude oil, this is what you need, and everything. If you go down, it becomes more complex then to what you need
Yeah.
to produce. And you have different type, like of course to produce electricity, you can produce it through coal, through fuel, through gas, through uranium, through nuclear power, whatever. And yeah, it gets more complicated later on when you add more factors. And basically these are considered like the strategic resources because they're needed in more like for construction and for improvement. The resources are basically to grow your population because you need to feed your population certain food. And basically you have three type of humans. Every day you get 10 humans. We call them like the mere humans, which basically like they don't do anything. But once you feed them certain diet, I mean they prefer each human prefers certain diet. And if you feed them this diet, they're gonna be specialized in a certain skill. So you have the labor human, the industrial human, and the professional human. So basically labor human is to produce for you like basic stuff, like to work in a farm, in a ranch, and so on. You have the industrial human who will work in like processing facilities, and the professional human will work in high technology facilities.
Gotcha.
And yeah, and basically what else I can like add to this. So yeah, basically you can trade your resources. You have to trade because you will not be able to uh, pro- uh, to grow in your land because you will not have all the resources needed. And even if you own two bitmaps, you will not be able to just send. I mean, you will not have combined like resources.
Resources.
Each
Yeah.
land has its own resources, and if you want to move your resources from one land to another, you have to use the seaports. And the
Yeah.
seaports, I'm just gonna come back to it later and to explain what are our premium facilities. So basically, I mean, you see now it's becoming more complex game,
Yeah,
right?
it's very, very strategic.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're adding a tactical aspect to it. Also, I'll explain later on. Hopefully, I have some time left.
Well, we're actually coming up on close because we have another schedule right after this. But this is all very interesting, and you're always welcome back to the show. But actually, I was going to give you this opportunity to kind of wrap up the
Exactly. Yeah.
empire. So go
Yeah.
ahead and wrap it up, and then also speak to the community about what's coming up.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, I just want to include two main issues, two main things we're gonna add. First we're gonna launch without the war aspect. Later on, we're gonna launch wars. Wars basically you go to other bases and you attack them. And it's
Okay.
it's not just like numbers like web browser game. No, you have to command your troops to attack the others. Like where you gonna put your tanks and your soldiers and your rocket launchers, for example, like similar to Age of Empire or Generals. Not just click or turn based. It's gonna be active. And the other thing is our premium facilities. Now, next month we're gonna launch them. Basically, they're like the expensive facilities, and they will be like, for example, you have the husbandry, you have the seed plant, airport and seaport, and others. So basically, let's say you want to buy seeds from this facility because you will run out of seeds. And basically, if you're a player who owns a share in this facility, when someone like let's say pay $10 for seeds and you own let's say 10% of these, you will get $1 for you. So you're like an active like holder in the game. First, we wanted to sell them to like big investors, but then we thought like if we give them to the big investors, probably like this money will be gone. But if we give them to our players, like we have higher chance that they're gonna invest the money again in the game and keep it like flowing. So
Yeah.
this is what I want to cover.
All right.
And I mean, our
What
community
what
or is
Yeah, I was gonna say this because we got like literally like 5 minutes. So if you could just let the community know how they can best contact you, and you know, let them know, and then whatever message you want to tell them on So go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, they can contact me on my Twitter, even on my personal Twitter. I don't mind someone to contact me. I'll try to manage as much as possible. It's Ahmad Kilani, or they can contact us on our Twitter page or on our Discord. We're gonna launch also on Telegram soon. But basically, we're now on Discord. It's also in our Twitter. They can just click the link and go to our Discord. They can reach us there. And basically, like, we're gonna launch our testnet in November, early. If there's not much of issues in the testnet and we didn't have a lot of like negative feedbacks, we're gonna plan the early launch in December for the first 2,000 registrations, and in January is gonna be a full game launch. But we're gonna every month, hopefully, we're gonna add a new updates to the game.
Awesome.
Sounds good. We'll definitely have you on for the next update. We get deeper in this, and maybe we'll show images and maybe some gameplay and stuff like that. So we'll definitely do a part 2. We really appreciate you coming on and this Saturday with us. And yeah, I'm really excited about this project. It seems really cool. It seems like, you know, what those the games on like mobile and stuff like that I've been playing for years, man. So I'm very interested in this.
One more thing, for 1 minute. We're working now with one company. I will not announce the name until we sign our deals. We're in the process of signing. Basically, this company will let anyone, normies or from other blockchains, to sign up on this on their applications. Probably it's from me. To sign on their application, someone just registered. It means probably it's Shizzy. So basically, once they register on this application, they will link their wallet with their email, and they can just come to our website from other chain, just put their email, and whatever they buy from the game, it will be deducted from their other networks in their native language. And this way also, any normies can just link up with their email and PayPal or credit card and play the game. And also, we're adding a renting system, which will be our gateway to onboard the normies, because they're not gonna pay, they're not gonna do investment. They just want to play. So if you own like 1,000 bitmaps and you want to rent them to normies, you're welcome.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you jumping on with us this morning, and we'll definitely have you back. And you're always welcome to our spaces Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. Eastern. And we appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Hopefully you have a good day.
You too.
Yeah, you too, buddy. See you later. Bye.
Oh,
what's up?
Sorry.
Back and forth.
Yeah, back. So I like it. I feel like there's definitely like a place in the market for this.
For sure.
You know, there is a market for that group of people that likes to play in that kind of build your empire, you know, type of game, SimCity and Age of Empires, like you said. What did you think?
Yeah, I actually like this a lot. I mean, I've been playing that type of stuff for like a long time. I mean, I've just killed some time on my phone, like waiting at doctor's offices and things like that. I really enjoy those type of games. Like those games where you hop on for like an hour a day and you play it, and then you just wait till the next day and stuff like that. I mean, I enjoy those type of stuff. It's relaxing. It's chill. So
yeah, awesome. All right, well, it's a wrap.
All right, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching, listening. Remember, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're everywhere. Please keep with us, and we got so many more interviews coming up for you guys in the next couple of days, so keep up with that. And remember, we have a spaces every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. And see you guys there. Appreciate you guys.
Awesome.
Peace.